Picture this. Your players are deep in the Underdark, tension is high, and then suddenly they face a giant vampire chicken. Wait, what? That can't be right. Sometimes random encounters are discongruent with where we are in a campaign or in a session, and they don't really make sense. Rolling randomly, like this, can lead to encounters that feel like filler rather than an integral part of the story or campaign or even the session. It can even slow down momentum at the worst times, like interrupting the tense build-up to the big boss fight. It's like pausing Lord of the Rings to watch Frodo fight a random squirrel on his way to Mount Doom. It just doesn't make sense and it takes away from the overall narrative of the story. So how do we fix this? The solution is pre-prepared random encounters. In your prep sessions, create a small library of pre-made encounters that you can pull from as needed. They don't have to be overly detailed, just ensure they fit the environment and the current story context. You're not ditching the element of surprise, you're just curating it. Example, if the party is traveling through a haunted forest, the encounter should include vengeful spirits, sentient trees, and cursed wildlife. Even random encounters now feel like they belong to part of this world. Make sure you have a good mix in your encounters, combat, non-combat, and some that can be solved in a variety of different ways. Have versions for low, middle, and high-level play. For example, a band of brigands suddenly becomes an elite mercenary force for higher levels. Keep your encounters challenging but manageable. It's like meal prepping, but for chaos. And it's a lot more fun than cutting vegetables. So there's two different ways you can implement this at your table. Sometimes what I like to do is I like to write in the random encounters into my story notes for that day in my prep session. So I know that if the players do a certain action, they're going to face this random encounter. Now, sometimes the players don't always do what we want or that we prepared for. Well, then you can go to your bag of tricks and pull out a random encounter that you've already pre-written and implement it into your gameplay with the knowledge that it's going to fit into that gameplay session. It's like a Spotify playlist, except for Dungeon Masters. What you don't want to do is start flipping through the monster manual or other manuals or other stat charts for random encounters that you didn't pre-prepare. This is going to slow down the pacing of the game and make the game much less enjoyable for you and your players. But even planned randomness needs wiggle room. Your players are always going to find a way to disrupt your plan. So be prepared for that and have some stuff in your bag of tricks that you can pull out at a moment's notice, and you know where this is going to fit into your campaign world. For example, you had planned a random encounter with a group of bandits that you thought for sure was going to lead to a deadly combat encounter. Well, your players had other ideas, and they charmed the bandit leader, thus integrating themselves with the bandit mercenaries. Well, go with that. Because you know what? That can lead to a great moment of betrayal by the bandit's second in command or the bandit leader himself. Who knows? It could lead to some of your most memorable campaign experiences. So be sure to be adaptable. Random encounters don't need to be boring or random. With a little prep, they can be some of the most memorable moments in your campaign. So, what's the weirdest random encounters that you've ever experienced, or maybe you DM'd yourself? Let me know in the comments below. Hey, and if you like my videos, be sure to check out my other DM tip videos here and here. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon.